Hey everyone, thanks for listening to the Grow Your Life podcast. My name's Jeremiah Krakowski, and on this podcast, I help you grow in your business as well as your mindset to help you get more results and make more money. Now, on this episode, I want to help some of you that are dealing with the changes that are going on in the world around us. But before we get into that, I just want to let you know that I have a brand new course out called Irresistible Offers That Sell. If you don't have it, this is the number one course that I think every single person who listens to this podcast from me needs, more than my ads course, more than my website building course. And the reason is I've taken everything, the pattern that I've noticed across all of my coaching clients and people that schedule calls with me, and I put together a system for you to create offers, lead magnets for your courses, memberships, whatever it is that you're selling, to create multiple offers. Listen, one offer is not going to be enough. You want to stack your offers and you want to connect them together and build them in a way that gets people to buy from you, to go from not knowing who you are to warming them up to buying from you, to getting them to the point where they're ready to pull out their credit card. And building offers that sell is key to that. You can run traffic to crap offers and they won't sell. So this teaches you how to create those offers that sell and how to create multiple offers, how to create your next offer and the one after that and the one after that. It's a framework that you're going to be able to apply for years to come. It's on my website. It's only $57. So click on jeremiahkrakowski.com, click on courses, Irresistible Offers That Sell. You absolutely need this. If you are building a business on the internet, I cannot stress this enough. Please do yourself a favor, grab the course. If it doesn't bring you value, you can get your money back. There's a 30-day money back guarantee, but I know from the feedback that I've gotten from people, they're like, this is the best course you've done so far. And so that's why you need to grab that course, Irresistible Offers That Sell, at jeremiahkrakowski.com. Now, today, what I want to go into is specifically about pivoting in the changing markets and realizing that, what worked last year probably isn't going to work now. What worked 2 years ago isn't going to work now. What worked 4 years ago isn't going to work now. And truly, honestly, whether you want to believe it, agree with it or not, we're in a new normal. We're in a new economy. Nothing is going back to the way it was, particularly even on the internet, even on the way that we market. So many people are on the internet. So many offers are being created every single day that the landscape has changed. In fact, the landscape of internet marketing, of online sales is changing so much so that every 3 months, you're going to have to innovate. You're going to have to change how you've been doing things. Well, how can you expect to do that if you don't have a team? That is why I stress so often to my business owners to get rid of perfectionism, to get rid of needing all the little things to be perfect, because your speed of execution needs to be important. If you're still working on the project that you started 3 to 6 months ago, you maybe have already lost the window of opportunity on that, so much so that you might need to reevaluate what the market needs and wants. And I've experienced this firsthand. I've seen this with the clients that I've consulted. And so we're constantly innovating and we are prioritizing more than anything else, speed of execution to talk to our audience, to reach our audience with these offers that they want here and now, because what the audience wants in 3 months is going to be different. And so in that, you have to be able to flow with the people that are on social media. People are leaving, they're going to different platforms, new people are coming on, new people are aware. Some people are waking up and realizing, hey, maybe I need to start a business. Maybe I need to get my health in order. There's shifts and changes happening in our culture. And so instead of holding on so tightly to what did work in the past, holding on so tightly to what previously got results, we cannot choose not to innovate. We cannot choose not to do something different every 3 months. This used to be every 6 months. This used to be every 12 months. Now it's a 3-month cycle. I am seeing things changing on a 90-day cycle. It's insane. The speed of acceleration that the marketplace is shifting, people's priorities are changing, what people are looking at is changing, is shifting that fast. The way that you hook people in is changing that fast. And what I go through in my course, Irresistible Offers That Sell, and in my social media ads course, is what's going to help you create those offers to stay ahead of the curve and to reach those customers, new customers, to bring them into your ecosystem. Building an email list is so important right now. You need to start doing things that do lead generation. I've already started launching now some new lead gen campaigns for myself. I'm gonna have a couple coming up here. You're gonna notice I'm gonna have all these different kind of free offers that are out there. That's me building my email list because that's what I have to do just for survival as a business. You're gonna have to build that email list with these offers. You're gonna have to build a community. You're gonna have to connect with people in new ways. The Facebook pixel's changing. The way that it interacts on devices is changing. All of this stuff is changing around us. And as long as we hold on to trying to make what used to work now, we will be behind the curve. And so this is why, my friends, innovation is key. Coming up with what are the new ideas? What does the marketplace want? And how do you find that out? And that's really the key question, right? How do you find out what the marketplace wants? You immerse yourself in the world of your target customer, the person who is going to buy from you. You immerse yourself in the world of what they are experiencing. What are they going through? What are they existing in? What are they seeing every single day? What are they thinking? What are their thought process? You have to start caring about other people other than yourself to get more results out of your business. And you have to put yourself into situations that are different than you've normally done. You have to get out of your comfort zone and do something different than you've always done to find those customers, to learn what they need, and to deliver and create products, services, and offers that are going to get them to buy from you. And are they going to look different than what you've been used to? Absolutely. The way that you're connecting with people is going to be different than what you are used to on a daily basis, what you might have been used to for the last year or so. You might have gotten in your head even this identity, this version of yourself that you present to the world that is going to have to change because no longer that version of yourself is relevant in your marketing. You may have to pivot. You may have to look at where are the people? What do the people want? You have to give people what they want to get more sales. You can't get more sales by just driving home what they need and what you think they want and what you think they should want from you, and driving home trying to beat a dead horse, trying to make something happen you've already missed the window on. Trying to make something happen that you launched a year ago that isn't getting results. Eventually, you got to shift, you got to change, you got to shift into a new direction. That's risky. That may be scary for you. That may be even something that you're not okay with. But you have to do it. You have to shift and pivot what you've been doing up to this moment in time to go into the direction of where are people at? What are they experiencing? What are they dealing with? What are they going through? And connecting with other human beings by meeting them where they're at to lead them to what you can offer, products and services that get them results, that change their life, that are transformative, that impact them in a positive way. And what you might be selling, your audience may not want. They may have no desire for. You may have to take a bird's eye view look at what are you offering, what are you selling, and change what you are giving to people, what you are marketing, what you are selling. Change the direction that you are going in things because guess what? The world's changed. You can either sit around and complain about how it's not working and try to figure out why it's not working, or you can make a decision to innovate, shift, and go in the direction that will work. As long as you sit in what's not working, that's a distraction from the changes that you can make to move forward. And so as long as you keep that forward momentum, as long as you keep an open mind, as long as you don't get locked into one single way of doing things, get locked into one single business identity for yourself in this season, you can go with the ebbs and flows. You can shift and adjust and move slightly, a little bit to the angle this way, a little bit this way, adjust your marketing, adjust your messaging in a way that's going to reach the target customer that you can impact by making offers that they need that may not be what you want to give them. It may not even be what you have desired to give them long term, but It will warm them up. It will build a community. It will build an ecosystem to the point that then you can sell them on as people are warmed up, as people are in your ecosystem, as they're in your community. It will warm them up to buying the other things that you have, to taking the leap in the other directions that you are sending them. There are strategies that maybe have previously worked that it's time to shift on. There might be ideas that you've had for 3-4 years that you've been sitting on that may not be relevant to the market anymore. There may be ideas that you've been sitting on that it's time for you to do that. So that's where you have to observe and look at what are the human behaviors that are happening in the world around you. What are the human behaviors that people are doing? How are people interacting on the internet? How are they commenting? How are they sharing? How are they connecting? How are you connecting differently today? How are your goals different today than they were a year ago? Notice your friends, your family, people that you know. How are their priorities changed? We have an economic situation where things are changing economically. People are not as open to spending as much money on certain things unless there's as much of a certain guarantee and outcome. If you're offering people the ability to make $1 million, they'll pay anything for that. But if what you have is maybe not as focused on something with an ROI for them, you may need to pull your price down just a little bit to meet people where they're at. Instead of expecting people because, they bought that years ago because they paid that much years ago, they're going to do so now. The economy's changing, things are changing. So you can either complain about how it's not working out, complain about trying to figure out why it's not working, or shift and pivot and adjust. Change your pricing, change your hook, change your message, change how you're meeting people, change your targeting, change those things by immersing yourself into the environment, into the community of the people that are buying from you and learning what do they care about? What are they dealing with? What is a priority to the people that I'm working with? Instead of being so focused on what you're selling and the results you want to get them, learning about and getting into the weeds a little bit of what are they going through. Don't be afraid of getting negatively impacted by that. Have some empathy for what are your target customers going through? What are they dealing with? And how can you help raise them up and empower them to the next level that you have for them? And the hook may be totally different than what you had in your head that they needed. It may be totally different than what you had in your mind for what was going to get them there previously, for the landing page that you built, for the business plan that you created, for the structure, for what you learned in college, for whatever that is. It might be different. It might be a little bit of a different path because the world is changing. We were coasting for a long time there. You could pretty much bet that things were working year after year after year. Now, boom, a big bomb hit called COVID that just changed the whole world. The way people's psychology works, the way they interact, the way they make decisions has changed on a mass scale. And so what can you do? What can you bring to the table to your target customer that's going to give them what they want, meet them where they're at, to lead them to what you want to buy? These are the answers that you need to decide for yourself. And you may not want to do this. Again, you may have some resistance to this. You may argue for why, they should want this. They need this. They need to go in that direction. They need to do that. And you'll fight for that for the next 6 to 12 to 18 months and struggle to get results. I'm not saying that as like, that's, gonna happen because I said it. That's just how the world is working. If there's not traction on something right now, there's going to be less traction moving forward. And so pivoting your messaging, pivoting the way that you frame things, pivoting the way that you meet people, pivoting the way that you interact with people, and going with the market, riding the waves, and intentionally opening your eyes to the world around you, looking at not being impacted by what's happening, but influencing the world around you, influencing the world outside of you, being an influencer in those places, showing up in places that you previously wouldn't show up in the past, showing up to certain demographics of people that you wouldn't have shown up to in the past. Again, all of these are different ways that you can pivot and adjust your messaging, your marketing. And this is what I work with people one-on-one when we get in our coaching calls together. We talk about their specific business. We talk about their specific strategy, their specific, what are they doing? Who are these customers? What are they experiencing? What are they dealing with? What are they dealing with financially? What are their goals? And how do we speak to those goals to help lead them to the solution that we offer and sell to them? And when we've done that, when we've looked at that and we've given people what they want in the way that they want, the sales go up. When we try to just give people what we think they want, when my clients have done this, they're just giving people what they think they want in the old method that previously worked, the sales don't come in. And so for you, if you're listening to this, you have an incredible opportunity in front of you for the next 3 months. How are you going to shift things? How are you going to change things? What direction are you going to go in? What can you help people do? What do people want? What do people desire that they need to get more results? What do you need to change and adjust in the business plan, in the life plan, in the planning that you've put together? And don't be so caught up on the fact, oh, I worked so hard on that plan for years and now I'm gonna have to throw it away and change it. Shift, pivot, change directions. Do you want to stay broke and struggling, or do you want to start to get some different results? That's your choice. That's the choice that you have as a business owner. And so you can either keep doing what's not working, or you can pivot and go in the market direction. You can pivot and adjust in the direction of the people that you want. You may need to adjust your offer just slightly. Talked to a guy yesterday. He had an offer for authors, but it was framed in a way that was attracting the wrong people. And so in that market, the people he was attracting didn't have money to spend with him. I told him adjust it just slightly in the direction of people that are buyers, that are going to purchase from you, by segmenting out the people that are not going to buy from you, and you'll bring in more customers. I don't know if he did it. If he did, it's going to get him more results. But that's the difference. That's the pivots. Those are the changes. You may have a desire for an offer. You may have something that you've been wanting to do, that you've been trying to do, that you've been trying to grind out and push out for so long, trying to get those results, trying to push forward, trying to birth something that maybe has passed on, that maybe has run its course. It's time for you to shift. It's time for you to adjust in the direction of, what do people want? What do your target customers want? What do they want from you that you can deliver to them? What aren't they telling you that they want? How can you intuitively read between the lines of what they're actually saying? How can you intuitively read between the lines of all the things that they're saying, and even read the BS that they're not saying, to know, what do they want? What do they not want to admit that they need and they want? What are those things that are in between the lines of what they're actually saying? If you can identify that, and you can read between the lines and intuitively say, okay, that's a segment of the market right there that I can serve, that I can help. Now that's your strategy of the direction to go in, that you can serve, that you pivot into to get results. How do we discover this? We put out social media content. We make blog posts. We connect in groups. We talk to people. We create opportunities for our audience to tell us. If I create blog posts on a variety of different topics, if I create content on a variety of different topics, I can see based on the comments and the interaction what my audience wants, and then go into those directions to create a psychographic of the people that I can help. And then all I got to do is communicate and connect with those people in my podcast episodes, in my courses, to deliver value to people. I know that the stuff that I do, what I help, is a specific type of person that I'm helping. And it's usually somebody that struggles to pivot in the next direction because of the risk of not knowing for certain if it's going to produce a result. You got to get rid of that need for certainty before you shift directions. You have to get rid of that need for all the pieces to make sense to you before you adjust things, before you take that next step, before you take those leaps. If you can start to take leaps of faith in the direction of what's going to get you results without even knowing exactly how it's going to pan out for you, if you can take those leaps into the directions that are going to get you results, even though you don't know exactly how things are going to line up and what the next step after that is, but you're taking the first step, that's going to get you closer to your goal than just waiting around and hoping that things change in your favor. And so start to pivot, start to adjust. What can you adjust 10 to 15% in one direction or another to get a better result based on the feedback that you're getting from your target customer? How are you developing feedback? How are you getting feedback from people? How are you connecting with people to give you feedback? You want on a daily basis to get feedback from people about what they are dealing with, about what they are going through, about what they need and what they want. And hearing that, you need to listen to that and pay attention to it. The feedback that you get, you intentionally create feedback opportunities to hear from the people that you are selling to. When you do this, when you intentionally create feedback opportunities on a daily basis, you're able to connect with people, to lead them, to create offers, to identify products and services, to source products and services, to pivot the direction of your business in the direction of what do people want. That's your offer. And then your hook, you lead them to the solution that they need to reach that goal. When you can do this, you are able to scale and grow your business. Many of you are trying too hard to force something to happen that the marketplace doesn't even want, that people haven't said that they desire, trying to make something happen because you thought it was a good idea or a friend of yours said it was a good idea, and yet there's not anything proven there. Now, if you have a lot of money and a lot of time and success is not a big priority to you, take 10 to 20 years to make something like that happen. You'll be super satisfied with that. There's not a problem with that. But if you need cash flow, if you need results fast, you have to pivot and adjust. You can't just sit around trying to force something to happen without having a marketing budget, without having traction, without having people that are even interested in what you're offering. The marketplace needs to actually have interest in what you are presenting to the table. There needs to be interest in what you're bringing to the marketplace. There needs to be an interest in what you are offering to people for you to sell to them. And if there is an interest, if you know that you're in the right direction, if you're going in that right direction, you got to get better at sales. You got to get better at your salesmanship. You got to get better at your connecting with people to warm them up, to get them to say, yes, I need that. I'm going to buy. Here's my credit card. Ultimately, you are going to have to become a salesperson and sell to people to get them to buy from you. We all have a different definition of what sales looks like. I have a number of podcast episodes about sales that can help you grow better in a way of doing sales that's ethically upright, that has integrity, that's not slimy. This whole podcast, by the way, I've been selling to you this whole time. 23 minutes. Buy my courses. Book a 15-minute call with me. Get some coaching. It's up to you to make that decision, of course. And that's what it is for you and your customers. If you can serve your target customers with what they want, you can lead them to what they need. That's going to be the solution that's going to get them those results. And whatever products or services that you offer, create a transformative solution in somebody's life. You are bringing transformation to people's lives to make their lives better than they were before they met you when they buy from you. Whatever it is that you're offering. So if you can help people see that vision in their mind, you can help them see the value of how their life will be positively impacted, and you increase their level of certainty and trust in you that you and your products and services are what's going to bring them that much closer to it. You can get them to buy from you. And then you have to ask for the money. You have to ask for the close. You have to ask them to purchase something from you. Make an ask. This right here is totally connected to how you pivot in the market. You find what they want, you get better at sales, you close the deal, you get cash in your bank account. That's how you build a business in 2021. That's what you need to do. This is the framework of what you need to get better at this year. And if you need some help doing that, again, I'd love to talk with you. I'd love to talk about where you're at in your journey. I need to get some feedback from you. Like, where are you specifically? That'll help me come up with better podcast episodes. That will help me come up with content to identify specific areas that you guys need more help with getting more sales in your businesses. You can schedule a 15-minute call with me on my website for free. You can purchase coaching sessions from me on my website. You can send me a direct message. You can join the hashtag Grow Your Life Facebook group and ask questions. You can leave a comment on my social media posts. It's time for you to start to do something differently than you have up to this moment in time to get a different result. If you don't know what to do, ask for help, ask for advice, and ask for what direction to go. But sitting around waiting, hoping that the situation in your life changes for you to start to get more sales isn't going to get you there. Figure something else out. Be willing to adjust the direction that you're going. Be willing to pivot into a different direction, and you'll be able to get more results. Don't be so stuck on trying to make what was working years ago work, and start moving in the direction of what your customers need to close them on the solutions, the transformation that you offer. If you can do this, you can build a sustainable business that brings in 6 and 7 figures. Head on over to my website, schedule a 15-minute call with me. Let's talk about your business. Let's help you get more sales. We'll talk soon, everybody. Have a good one.